everyone. Oh, I'm way off the screen a little bit here. My chair's out of position, maybe. What's going on? Welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and another episode of the Whatever Report. I don't know if you noticed, it says 197. Which means we're on the road to 200 episodes of this thing. Now, obviously, I've missed weeks over the 4 years. But that's insane to me that we are approaching 200 whatever reports. Yeah, it's nuts. And I appreciate all of you that hang out with me on a consistent basis. My man Unruly was in here earlier. Don't know who else is going to hop in. We may talk about this again later once I get the crowd starts coming in. But yeah, so I may have to do something special for that. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I hadn't really thought about it till today when I was making the thumbnail, and I was like, 197. So I'll need to do something for 200. Because yeah, that's crazy to me. I know I've done more than 200 look backs. But I've never numbered those. But yeah, this is easily the most of anything else I've done on YouTube at this point. And so, yeah, it's kind of cool, I think. I feel like, yeah. So there's Planet. What is going on? How are you? Hope you're having a happy Saturday, my friend. Yeah, Unruly was in here earlier. We'll see if he hops back in. He was tailgating a little bit. We'll see who else hops in with us tonight. So, but yeah, we're hanging out. At the moment, the dog is sitting here beside us. Go back to sleep. Yeah, you're okay. No need to get stirred up and bark. Yeah, you can just sit here. Yeah, it is kind of cool. So I'm going to have to do something special. I'm also, although I've been here for like a while, I am less than 100 subs from 4,000. But the rate, but I've been less than 200 subs all year, basically, for 4,000. I'm picking up like 10 to 15 a month at this point. So the rate I pick up subs is very slow. But we might have to make a little push to try to get to 4,000. This 200 show, maybe we can find a way to get to 4,000 subs, because that would be kind of cool, for sure. So yeah, I know that my interactions on my channel have kind of slowed the last year plus. YouTube apparently doesn't think anybody watches it anymore because they don't give me nearly as much monetization as I used to get, but that's okay. I never did this for that anyway. That would drive everyone away. Well, I didn't get to 3,900 with 10 to 15 a month, so it's been definitely a step back. But yes, I get it. Some people, I should not complain for sure. But yeah, so what do we got here? Where are my little banners? What are we drinking? We should talk about that. I'm kind of working on it. I decided I'm going to go on and just this bottle's been low for long enough. This Wilderness Trail. This is a store pick. 4 years, 2 months old. This is Family Reserve Curation 2022. I don't know, 110%. I've been working on this. I like this Wilderness Trail. It's not a favorite that I've tried, but it is pretty good. And so we're sipping on that tonight. I will say, I talked about this briefly last night. Hey, Kenneth, what's going on? Gordon, welcome, sir. Today is the day I went and bought a bottle of whiskey. Today, 1 year ago, is the day I went and bought a bottle of whiskey for the first time in like forever. I had just been a beer drinker. So I started the whiskey thing exactly a year ago today. I was going to do like a little whiskey thing last night, and then I whipped out. Early. But yeah, and I should like talk about it a little bit, but I've kind of went down the trail of like, at the moment I got way more bottles than I need. And like I was going down this trail where I was going to maybe like, because my nature is I started sort of like collecting, but I mean, I haven't gotten any like truly like rare things or anything. And I think I'm going to take a step back from that. Like if I find something cool, I might like open it and like set it aside kind of thing. Or like if I find some cool bottles, I might collect a few. But for the most part, I think I'm going to go back to, for the first 6 months or so, I was basically getting a couple bottles, and after I finish a bottle, then I get a new bottle. I think we're gonna go back to that. I'm gonna kill a few bottles off. It's a little silly. I don't really want to be a whiskey collector. I don't really want to be a whiskey channel. I do like to sip on whiskey or bourbon, and we're just gonna leave it at that. So with that, I decided rather than like opening a new bottle tonight, I was just going to work on a bottle that I've been working on. So this is probably the lowest open bottle I have at the moment, actually. So anyway, but yeah, so we got several little milestones potentially coming up. 200th episode of the Whatever Report coming up. So like I said, I'll have to do something special for that. We're approaching 4,000 subs. I don't know what we're at. Where are we at? We're like 3920, I think. Something like that. Let's see. What does it say? 3920, and we were actually a little higher yesterday. We lost subs today. I think we were like 22 yesterday, but so yeah, less than 80 subs from 4,000. So hopefully I can do that in the next couple months, maybe. And that'd be a big pickup in pace to get there in the next month or two, compared to what I've been gaining. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Get to 4,000, get my 200th Whatever Report. That would be fun. So yeah, so that's what we're drinking. What do we have coming up on the channel? Get back to that's always second. Tomorrow night we're gonna be playing more D&D. We're gonna be down in person, but we're going to proceed, or at least it looks like we're gonna proceed. Don't know if we'll play next week. With it being Father's Day weekend, I'm thinking probably gonna be multiple people that have plans. Maybe not, but I would assume potentially John, Adam, and Tony would all maybe have plans, and I might even have some stuff with my folks. I don't know. So we'll see, but we're definitely going to play tomorrow. As of right now. Hey, Sam, what is going on? I haven't talked to Sam forever. I'm terrible. I am terrible about reaching out. I hope everything is good with you, my friend. But yeah, so we got that coming up. At this point, it appears Cash or Trash is a Monday show. Tom hasn't even put out the video. The funny thing was last week's video that they didn't put out till Monday morning. It was Monday almost at noon, actually. They clearly recorded before the Spider-Verse had come out. So I don't know what's happened to his schedule that's put those movies so far behind, or those videos so far behind. But yeah. Hey, I just got an alert that I posted a video today. I don't know why I get notifications for my own videos, and they're usually like that, like half a day to a day late. It's like, oh, you post JP's Budget Collecting posted a video. I'm like, how do I get notifications to my own channel? I don't know. I just find that kind of weird. My ice is melting rather fast tonight. As you can see, my bourbon has gotten already a little watery. That's okay. We'll keep drinking on it. I look tired. I feel a little tired, I'll be honest. But we're hanging in there. We're doing okay. So yeah, Cash and Trash is probably gonna be a Monday thing. Indie show this week, the indie show has been a disaster to start season 4. Not really. It's just hard to get people. So I've been debating on maybe with a couple series I want to start, maybe doing a little tweaking. I haven't decided for sure. I've talked about this multiple times because it's so hard to schedule folks and do it consistently. I would love to make the indie show a consistent thing, but I more wanted to have the conversations with my friends because I don't really get viewers on that. I mean, I get viewers, but not a lot. So it's more about talking comics with my friends. And so, yeah, I need to figure out what I want to do there. But scheduling is such a pain in the blank. I mean, this week we're going to talk Sandman Volume 9, hopefully. We were supposed to talk that like almost a month ago. And life happens. And that's just the way it is. So that's, life happens. I don't even remember who it was that caused this one to be canceled. This one might have been me. I don't remember. And I know one of them that we had canceled last month was me. and one was so, yeah, I think, but so I'm looking forward to this. I read it almost a month ago. I'm going to have to reskim it quickly. It's a big one, though. It's volume 9 is like literally, yeah, from this, the back of this. So where the bookmark is to the back of the book, the big part, from the bookmark to the back is volume 9 of Sandman. It's insane. I mean, I guess there's there's not really even that much stuff. There's a few things. I mean, there's a few extras in the back of this book, but not a ton. And but I'm looking forward to talking that. I have thoughts. I will save those for Wednesday. Nice. There you go. Nimrod still goes by Ordo. I do occasionally still call Big Will's character Ordo instead of Nimrod. Yes. We are getting. They all went to level 10 after last week on D&D, and I've been doing the DM thing now for almost a year and a half. I want to get them through the book. We got 2 more adventures in the book, and then I want to wrap up the town stuff that's been my creation. But I have noticed that I've been struggling as the DM lately with some of the side stuff and not having the conversations and my prep work. I feel like, so I do feel like I'm kind of coming to the end of my DM run. I want to get them through these last couple of adventures, and yeah, we'll probably wrap it up once they get to level 12. I was gonna try to take them to like 15, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. So yeah, Unruly is ready for it. Make sure you have your copy with you this week. The genie thing is suspicious. They've already left the genie thing though. That was a missed opportunity. I'll be honest. They missed an opportunity with the genie thing, but they didn't ask the right questions, say the right things. So yeah, and we're not going back. They're headed they're on to the next thing, and that was a fill-in. That was a filler because at the upper levels, the book Ghost of Saltmarsh books does not have an adventure for every level. It just doesn't. So there's some gaps. So that was a filler I'd found online that I put in there, and there was a bit of an opportunity there with the genie that they missed, but it's okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's it. I think we'll see. I think Alec is ready to DM again. I think he talked about it. I don't know if he will be the one or not, but he talked about it. At one point, I tried to talk John into it, but I don't think John has enough time right now. I think John would be amazing at it, and I think he would love it, but I don't think he has the time to. He would be. The problem is he would want to spend way more time on it than he should because he's a storyteller. And the other thing he would struggle with is that you have to sometimes, like with the genie dude, they're not going to go down that route. And you just have to let the players go where they go, which I struggle with too, because I'll try to set something up and they won't go there. And it's like, okay. But it's fun and I enjoy it. But I am feeling like I'm a little running out of gas on that front for sure. Other things coming on the channel, I did put out a Let's Collect this week. So that's not coming up, but put that on Thursday. We finally got Let's Collect Spawn out. I didn't do a premiere, which I always do for Let's Collect because I had something come up. I had to be somewhere else, and I just didn't want to change the time. Just wanted to get it out. John he's old. He is not old yet. He gets old when his birthday happens. Because right now we're the same age, so he's not old right now. But yeah, so yeah, he's got 7 months on me or whatever, 6.5 months on me. So yeah, so he's not old yet, but he will. He's about to be old. He's about to be old. Hey TJ, how are you? But I lost my train of thought. Oh, so yeah, I did Let's Collect Spawn. I got it out. It was supposed to be the April Let's Collect, but things happened, and it just kind of sat there. And I had it mostly done like by mid-April, and then I just never finished it because it was one of the things that when I lost the cat, I just motivation and just kind of I struggled to just get YouTube stuff out as it was. So, and I know, unfortunately, sometime probably in the next few months, I'll probably go through another one of those spells because my old man's an old man. Yeah. But we're not gonna talk about that yet. So, he's still doing okay, but he's 13 and a half. So, but anyway, yeah, so just have to, but no poll this time. Normally, as soon as I put out a Let's Collect, I've been doing the last couple times, I've done polls. It's not much 10 years old. He does not, but I appreciate that. Hey, Terry, what's going on? Luke, what's going on? Repeat. Yeah, that's D&D. It was tough for me because I have never been into Spawn. Like most everybody else that I've done, I had a little bit stronger base of knowledge. Not everyone has been characters that I really read and knew a ton about, but most of the others I had a stronger base of knowledge to work from, and then just had to fill in gaps. This I pretty much had to fill it all in. I mean, I knew of Spawn, and I knew of a few of the. I mean, I knew people love Gunslinger, and I knew there's a few things I knew, but it was very. I started from a very limited knowledge base, which is also part of the reason it took a little longer. But no poll this time. We're back around to the next one will be a Marvel female character. And this is one I've been wanting to do for a little while. And so I'm not going to let you guys vote this time. I'm just going to do this one. Although I think if I put a poll, and even if I put a realistic poll of like ones that I'd be willing to do, I mean, I always start from place of characters that I'm interested, at least have some interest in. And I mean, if you remember, the very first one was Nightwing. So yeah, some of those old ones I should go back and like update, but that probably won't happen anytime soon. But anyway, so want to do this character. I may have a few special parts to this one. We'll see. Hey, Los, what is going on, my friend? Haven't seen you for a while. But yeah. So I was glad to get that out. Hopefully I'll get one out by June, and then I'll just be 1 month behind. My goal is to get a Let's Collect out every month. And I realized that the look back and cash or trash is what drives views on my channel and brings people to my channel. And like that niche. But from a personal standpoint, Let's Collect is the coolest, most fun thing. And it also has the most lasting power of anything I do on my channel. It really does. And I mean, those things, if you look at any given week and you look at the top 6, 8, 10 videos or whatever that have been watched on my channel, it's always a couple of Let's Collects are always in there. So Millie the model. No, that's not the next character. I don't even know. I know the name, but I don't I've heard that name before, but I can't even place that character at the moment. Oh, my neck just popped. Oh. That I am old. TJ talks about John being old. I am old because if you'll notice, there was no running video this week, today. So when I went up to my sister's a couple weeks ago, I played basketball with my nephew, and I did something to my foot and ankle that really, at the time, I didn't notice it, but it was sore. I tried to run on it for a while. I was like, okay. I finally took a little time off. I was like, okay, I need to let this heal because it's bothering me. It was starting to feel really good. And then the other night, well, here's the reason I didn't do a thing. I went and played. I'm the emergency sub on a buddy's softball team that used to play when I coached and when I was doing slow pitch and all the time, and I was coaching, and he played with me, and now he's got a team, and it's like, hey, would you be able to come out and be a sub if we need somebody or whatever? So we played the other night. Actually played both games. Although I caught the first game and a hit, and then I was just the EH in the second game. But old dumbass, I hit I was pissed at myself. I'd hit pretty good considering no more I've played lately. I was hitting pretty good, and then I hit one a little roller to short. And I was like, and instead of like, you're old, you're slow. If they don't throw it away, you're out. Just jog down there so that they have to just make the play. No, I tried to bust my ass to first base. I pulled my groin, and it's just like my ankle was starting to do better, and then my ankle was sore the next day, and it's just like, you dummy. I swear. Not very smart sometimes. I am not very smart, but what are you gonna do? All right, well, that's coming up on the channel. So looking forward to that. I've been debating on starting another series. Yeah, like not bad. Just tweaked it. It was sore the rest of the night, and then it was definitely sore the next morning. But that was Thursday. Even by today, I really haven't of course, I haven't been doing a lot. I've been walking and stuff, but I haven't tried to do a lot of physical stuff, and it really didn't bother me today at all. So I feel good about that. But the ankle is still, yeah, I definitely set the ankle back for sure. So hopefully, maybe middle of the week I can start running again. We'll see. I may have to wait till take another week off. We'll just have to see. But anyway, so yeah, we got D&D tomorrow night, Cash or Trash at some point. Wednesday night, hopefully Sandman. And then, yeah, I don't know. I may start messing around with some other stuff. I don't know. I may do less. I don't know. I'm wanting to do, like I said, I was thinking about doing a thing about the bourbon stuff, but I don't know if I'm even going to do that now. I'm really not. Maybe just start working on that Let's Collect so I can get that next Let's Collect out pretty soon. Part of the reason I took some time out so much long is not yet. They haven't had Face Dagon yet. I don't even know if they will actually. We'll see. Let's see. What did we pick up this week? Nothing. Part of the reason I wasn't worried about moving on to my other topics is I didn't pick nothing up. The books laying here, there's some books laying here behind me, just need to go in boxes. It was my in-between week on Midtown orders coming in. I guess that's not true. I did actually pick something up today. I made my Midtown order for August. And I had realized, but because DC is doing that whole Night Terror thing in July and August, I didn't buy a single DC book in July because all my titles were Night Terrors #1, that title. And then August is Night Terrors #2. So I didn't buy a single DC book pre-order through Midtown. I ended up with 7. And the only reason I ended up with 7 I'm sorry, Percy, knock something off under the dog. It's just a piece of paper. I know you were sleeping and being good, and now you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to bark and want attention. So I did put my order at my previews order in for August. And what did we do? We did the giant size X-Men facsimile because it's probably the closest I'm ever going to get to a giant size X-Men. It's just, yeah. I did get, I watched one on eBay the other day, and today I got an offer on it. And I was like, oh, and it's it was a 2, and it was $1,200 or some such thing. And the guy offered me $60, $60 off a giant size X-Men. And I was just oh, well, I'm going to jump right on that $60 discount because I can afford that. But yeah. Hey, Dwayne, what is going on? Trouser Meat, what's happening? Do I think there's going to be another ROM series? I don't know. The ROM was hitting the list because they were coming out with the Omni. I don't know that they might try to do another series. I'd be surprised. So I got the giant size X-Men facsimile. I'm still doing the Spider-Man book, number 11. Not amazing, but the Dan Slott one, it's okay. Darth Vader. So there's giant size Spider-Man, Darth Vader. Classified #1. I did go on. I got sucked in. I went on and ordered the classified #1. Everybody thinks it's going to be already, Miss Marvel's already going to return. And I was as a mutant, and I was all right, I'm just going to order the A cover, and because I'm dumb, I shouldn't do it. Stupid Marvel. I did not order the Venom book that everyone will be ordering. I didn't bother ordering that. And then I ordered, if you saw my thumbnail, and I had forgot this was happening. Like, I knew it was happening, but I did not pre-order. Because it comes out this week. And that Battle Chasers is restarting. I loved Battle Chasers. Now, I haven't read it in years. And number 10 comes out after 22 years. Number 10 is finally coming out. 11's out. But I forgot, and I did not pre-order 10 or 11. I did go on and pre-order 12. I ordered the A. I ordered 2 covers for 12 because I'm a dummy. Because it's an art germ, and I know it's probably going to be a Red Monica, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. But I also went into Midtown because it's coming out this week, and they still had them, and I ordered 10. They had 11 was like weird wish list thing, so I may have to wait because it may be after. I think we're after the cutoff for not the pre-order cutoff, but the final order cutoff or whatever. So I'll have to wait till they get them in and then order like. So when I order for like in July for September, I'll have to buy a copy of 11. But I love that series. I like, oh my gosh, it took forever. It was like literally like 6 months to a year between issues, especially toward the end before you just gave it up. I just enjoyed the heck out of that series back in the day. I actually like was thinking about putting together a in-stock trades order, and I'm gonna, whenever I do the next in-stock trades order, I'm gonna do a. Oh my gosh, that was almost water at this point. I'm going to order that trade of 1 through 9 just so I can reread them. But yeah, it probably is not nearly as good as college age JP remembers, but I loved it back then. It was fantasy and steampunk and sword and sorcery kind of stuff. And I just thought, I remember thinking it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, like really. I mean, like 18 best offer, and you'd offer, yeah, and it's like, if you're not willing to like go a little ways, why do you put over best offer? I mean, but it was so funny. There was another one I looked at the other day. I was watching because I haven't been able to buy anything, so I've been watching a lot of books I can't necessarily afford just to see where they go. And there was like an early sensation on there that was like $3,000 or something. And that guy, like, they sent me an offer, and it was like less than the $60 I was talking about on the Giant Size X-Men. It was like $20 or something. It was like, come on, it's a $2,000 book, and you're offering me $20. Like, what the hell? Like, just like trying to put it in front of me is all that is. That's, yeah. Nice. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to reading it again. I don't think I'll read my copies. I think I'll wait till I get the trade. But yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Hopefully it's maybe just dead battery or something. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. That sucks. That sucks for sure. Yeah. Right. It's never good when you get home and something's broke. Because trust me, I've had some of that lately. We were supposed to get a whole bunch of rain today. We got like none. It sprinkled for like 15 minutes this morning and did that again this evening. It was like 70% chance of rain, and we are in extreme drought where I am. Like if you do the drought monitor, it is up to extreme. So there's normal, abnormally dry, drought. I don't know. We're stage 4. We're the 4th stage of drought. Like all that's left is exceptional. And man, clouds got close. Rain was coming, and it just faded as it got here to nothing. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Don't put our best offer if you're not willing to take an offer. I mean, what's the point of that? For real. So I guess technically they didn't arrive, but I did like order new books for August. So yeah, we spent all of because we ordered what? Classified, Giant Size X-Men, Spider-Man, Darth Vader. Because there's no High Republic books coming out either, so everything's like down. And I got off of ASM, and then 2 covers of Battle Chasers. So we bought 6 books. Plus, I ordered 2 copies of Battle Chasers 10. I ordered the A and the B. So yeah, so we spent a little bit less than I normally spend. So, but yeah, so we ended up with like $8 that I ordered today. 2 of them should come soon, but yeah. So I don't know. It was just funny, like yeah, sending me an offer for like $20 on a $2,000 book was just crazy. Yeah, I can see that totally. I don't buy from eBay very much lately. I haven't bought. I want to say at this stage, been almost a year since I bought a book on eBay. Let's just see. Let's just see. Purchases. That's not a book. I did buy something else on eBay in January, but that wasn't a book. The last comic I bought on eBay was September. And I bought, it was September, then August, then May of last year. So those are the last 3 books I bought. And that September one was that Big Money Huntress #1, the first Helena Bertinelli #1 that 9.6 I bought for like $30. So that's the last thing I bought on eBay. The book before that was those 2 Stephanie Brown books I bought for like $20. Her first and second appearance. So yeah. So I just haven't bought, but I haven't bought much of anything, period, because I haven't had the finances to really pull the trigger on some stuff. I've been looking very hard at some copies of Hawkman 4. I may pull the trigger on that pretty soon, but if I find the right deal and the right copy. But as of right now, I just haven't bought anything for a while, and I don't know that I'll buy it there or where I'll buy it. Like the last big book I bought was back at like Christmas around my birthday. What was it that I bought? I don't remember what the book was. What's the book I got at Christmas? Anyway, it was and I bought that from my comic shop. What was the book I bought at Christmas? Oh, Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold 54. I was like, what was that? That's totally blanking. So yeah. All right, so that's what we picked up. Let's see what else we got here. What are we reading? I don't read much this week. I did not touch my back pile of comics. This is my stack of unread stuff, which is mostly detective. There's a few other things in there, but it's mostly detective. So no, I have not touched my unread stuff this week. We did talk about Unruly, and I talked about Rachel Rising this week, back on the indie show. So I did read that this week. Otherwise, I really haven't read much this week. I need to. There's a couple things I want to like dig into that I need to just read. And I'll be honest, I've been thinking about starting to reread on One Piece because it's going on hiatus. And you don't know, One Piece is a manga from Japan that I'm a huge fan of. I've been reading pretty much weekly the scans over the internet since 2007. Like, it's the one thing I've just been reading forever. I have all 100. I have 102 volumes of One Piece, like that I've bought. Because I love that series. I defy anyone, and I realize it's not right at the beginning, to read the Arlong Park arc, which is like, I forget how many issues that is in, with Nami's backstory and not love that series, because that's the tone of the series the rest of the way. Starts off really goofy and silly, but I'm a huge fan of that series. I love those characters. And yeah, so like if you look like the up top above the bookshelf, that's all One Piece books. And like those are One Piece characters. But yeah, you can see like, yeah, and actually I have two right here that just came not that long ago that I haven't actually read yet. I mean, I've read them online, but I haven't read the printed versions. But yeah, volume 102 of the series. So I'm thinking about starting a reread on that. I'd be tempted, if anybody's never read it and wants to read it with me and do a reread, I'd be up for that, doing like a volume a week or something and just kind of cranking through it, because I love the series. We're getting toward the end finally, although I think it's going to go for like 3 or 4 more years minimum. He says we're in the final saga, but yeah, the way that guy writes, yeah, it takes forever. So that may be something I start reading just for me. I've done it like, it was in, so when I started reading and I caught up fairly quickly. Like this was way before like the time skip or anything. And it was like Water 7, I think, when I got caught up. And well, we'll have to see where it goes. We'll have to see where it goes for sure. So we got some things to do. That would be like, that's for sure in game if they're fighting Dagon. And which is funny because the adventure that just introduced Dagon was one I added. That was a supplement. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it long enough to get them to a level to fight a dark god. So we will see. But yeah, it's I mean, I enjoy doing the D&D thing, and I enjoy being the DM, but it is some work, and I do feel like at times I struggle with the role playing all the other side characters and carrying the conversations and giving the right information, and I struggle at times, and I feel like that does hold back the watching experience. I feel like I don't know how like some of you guys watch it. I feel like that I really struggle, and I feel like it holds them back a little bit. And I struggle sometimes in the combat, making it dynamic. And yeah, it's my first time doing it. Been doing it for over a year. I feel like I should be better. And then lately I feel like I've actually been worse than I was there for a while. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's just work. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. But they got to figure out who the Scarlet Brotherhood is first. I got to deal with that at some point. That's the big thing first. But that's going to be a while because they don't know it. None of them are in here, right? They don't know it, but they're not going back to Salt Marsh for a while. So, I mean, they could just, I guess they could, if I tell them, see, saying that now, they're just going to be like, we decided not to go there. We're going to go back to Salt Marsh. So, but we'll see what happens. It'll be fun. But yeah, so what else did I read? There was something else I read this week. What else did I read this week? I don't remember. I don't remember. It wasn't anything like big. Yeah. So, all right. You okay, Bubba? I talked a little bit about Spider-Verse last week. Loved it. Last night. Oh, well, what are we watching? What did I watch this week? I watched earlier today. The only thing I really watched this week was I did watch, finally, I'd watched like season 1 of those A&E wrestling biographies a long time ago. Watched the start of season 2, like, which they're on season 3 now. The Undertaker one. That was kind of fun. I watched that today. That was kind of fun. But really, I didn't watch much this week. A little bit of basketball the other night, the NBA Finals. And that's really about it. Nerd news. So Flash this week, and we talked about this a little bit last night, and I am so unenthused. I'm curious to see what you guys are, where everyone else is at on this. I am so unenthused for the Flash. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I've always enjoyed the TV Flash better than the movie Flash. And I haven't been a big fan of the Snyderverse stuff. I feel like a lot of that just has missed the tone. I don't know. I'm just not even like everyone. I feel like a lot of people are super excited for it, and I am just not. And it's funny because I'm more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy. I always have been, even though I love Marvel. And I mean, I should be super excited about Michael Keaton Batman, but I'm just like, eh. So I'm very curious where you guys are at on Flash this week. Is everybody pumped and ready to go? And like, because I'm just like, I'll get there when I get there, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm curious where you guys are at on Flash. I wasn't a big fan of Flashpoint to begin with, although I'm actually when like I watched the little Flashpoint movie. I don't know if I've ever actually read the comic. Now that I think about it, I think I've only just seen the animated movie and remember thinking, eh. And the fact that they gave us New 52, which I wasn't super happy with a lot of the stuff that was New 52. So some of the stuff with New 52 was really good, but some of it was not. Well, who knows? Hopefully Ezra's gonna get his life together, but I like he's done some really crappy things, and I feel like he hasn't really had to pay a price for them. And I worry that supposedly he's gotten his life together a little bit, but I worry the fact that he didn't really have to do anything. He didn't really pay major consequences for it, whether or not they, I guess, technically is the way how they want to be referred to, is going to be able to get his life together. So I do find that is part of probably kills part of my enthusiasm. But I just at this point I just don't trust Warner Brothers really at all. And I realize I do think it's good that they hired James Gunn. I think there's going to be some really good stuff come out of that. But this was pre James Gunn. I know he's seen it and has signed off on it, but I don't know. I don't have high hopes. I just don't. And I don't have a lot of enthusiasm. So maybe I should have more, but I don't. Apparently none of you guys are like interested in talking about it because I'm getting nothing in the chat. So we will move on from Flash to whatever you guys want to talk about. So I will start this a little bit. I almost pulled the trigger on something I should not have. I almost did it today or this week. I was back looking at Sideshow statues, which I've still never pulled the trigger on Sideshow. Those One Piece things are like $30 little vinyl things. They're not real statues. But I almost pulled the trigger this week, and then I didn't do it. And it's just like, yeah, those things are so tempting, but I don't know where I would put those giant Sideshow things for. But it's always fun to look. I've done that for years, and I was going to pull the trigger on the Poison Ivy one earlier in the spring, and then everything hit the fan, and then I didn't do it. And now I looked the other day, and it was on the wait list thing, so you can't even get it. And so, yeah. Here we go. Here's some Flash stuff. 50-50. Trailer looks good, but so is most of the DC trailers. The movie's never met my expectations. Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah. Mark, what's going on, man? I just think it's not that the tone is too dark. It's just sometimes it doesn't match the characters half the time. Like those are not like Batman having machine guns mounted to the Batmobile is not Batman. This whole thing is anti-gun, and like, yeah, He doesn't kill. Like, he's never killed the Joker. He's not just gonna murderize a whole bunch of henchmen. That's the Punisher. We got Punisher Batman in those movies, and that's not the character I was interested in watching. Superman being dark and brooding is not Superman. Superman is hope and positivity to a fault. And while Wonder Woman will kill, she doesn't do it lightly. And they like the whole thing. Like, I actually think her tone in some of those movies was closest to the best. But like, they missed a little bit with her, I think, in some places. But yeah, I just, more than the tone, it was more the structure. I just felt like they were a mess for the most part. I do not trust AT&T. No, I do not. That's what I feel like. I mean, I'm gonna probably go see it in the theater, but I'm just not enthused. I'm just not super enthused. What else you guys want to talk about? Anything else floating your guys' boat this week? Sorry, I was giving the dog some attention. It was like, I find it interesting. Like, I've been in this period where I can't really afford to buy. And the stuff that I'm looking at, it's all like big, like even worse for me in terms of buying. It's all bigger books. It's golden age stuff. It's art, original art. It's statues. I find myself looking at all this crap, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't even afford it. Why am I looking at this stuff? Maybe it's because it doesn't tempt me with the stuff I can't afford. But I feel like when I actually get back, I mean, I feel like he was just wasted. I feel like he could have been, like, that he could have given Christopher Reeve a run for his money as the best Superman. And they mostly just wasted him. So. I get that. If you're not attached, it's much easier if you're not attached to a version. And it's not that I need a specific version of the characters, but I do feel like there is a core to the character. Like, all this stuff people bitch about when they change the race or change the age or change the hair color or whatever it is that people complain about with characters, like, none of that bothers me. Like, that never bothers me. I don't care. Like, none of that. I care about if you change the core of the character, what makes them function, what drives them, how they interact with the core of their character in terms of how they handle their villains, what their message is, why they do this. Like, those things, what drives them, those things need to be true to the character. The rest of it is all window dressing on top of that core of the character. So that's why Batman being a murder machine bothers me, because that's not true to the core of the character. Superman being Superman actively participating in the destruction of Metropolis against Zod. D-Runk and I talked about this last night. Like, he should be doing everything he can to save every life. That's why he should be losing to Zod. It's because he's trying to save all the people around him, not throwing Zod and pounding him through buildings and destroying buildings and shooting his ship and letting it crash into the city. Like when he takes down his ship and just letting it crash into the city. None of that is Superman. That's not how he functions. That's not how he works. And those are the parts that bothered me. It's not how he looked. It's not any of that. So I do. That is the second slab I ever bought. And obviously there's Gwen's first appearance. Second slab I ever bought. It's in a super old CBCS. It really, I should probably send it in and try to get a 9.8. The only thing wrong with it, and it's on the grader's notes, because I'm gonna Got my books too close together here. Hang on. There we go. And you guys might not even be able to see it. Is there's a little, see that line of color, like color rub there, that white? That's not a crease, it's not a bend, it's just a little bit of color rub right there. That's the only thing on the greater sense. That's the only thing wrong with this book. But I bought that back Into the Spider-Verse. Come on. Like, not a lot Into the Spider-Verse. For $120. So, yeah. I enjoyed, I was young enough, or when I was in college and I was reading, when he was on when he was on ASM, when they did the relaunch, the first time they did volume 2 of ASM, and he was on the beginning of that, and like the Ezekiel Sims stuff and all that stuff. I enjoyed his run on Spider-Man. I used to have, I think it was one of the things I have gotten rid of that I collected in the 90s, is I had that whole Rising Stars run that he did that also kind of like Battle Chases we were talking about earlier, took forever to come out. And I really enjoyed that. So I enjoyed his stuff back then. And then obviously I didn't read any, I think he kind of got out of it, and I haven't read anything for years. So I'm not a huge Cap comic reader, but I think it should have some potential. We'll see. I don't know if he's still got it or not. Like, there's some people that 20 years later can't write the way they used to. So it's not as good. Ask me about that movie now. Go ahead. Hasn't been one you like, not one. You didn't even like Logan? I like Logan a lot. But yeah. Oh, I've definitely been enjoying DC Comics more recently, and I'm buying a lot more of them. Except for the last 2 months, because they're doing that Night Terrors event, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that event. I'm not buying all those stupid 1s and 2s, and not doing it. So I'm out on DC until they get back to their regularly scheduled programming. Because most of them have different authors, and the ones that don't are like the Teenie Howard books, and like, I don't even like her anyway. So yeah. No Tom Taylor on Nightwing. No G. Willow Wilson, Poison Ivy for a couple months. Like, no. My puppy dog's sleeping. He's such a good boy. He's an old man, but he's a good boy. Yeah, my folks have been trying to talk me into getting a puppy, given where he's at, and so that I'm not petless when the time comes. And I don't know if I can do it or not. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I mean, I will eventually, but yeah. I don't know if I want to bring something in that's going to take all my attention away from the old man. So for a while, especially when he's at this stage, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. He doesn't like any of the Wolverine movies. What is Danger Street? I've seen that title and I have not looked into it. I haven't really heard anybody talk about it. So tell me about Danger Street real quick in the comments, Sam. I'm curious. And I'm burnt on Joker. I have not been reading Joker series because I feel like they overuse Joker. Joker is not my favorite Batman villain. He used to be up there, but less so because I feel like they constantly use him, and they overuse him, and they ignore characters like Mr. Freeze and Scarecrow. Although Scarecrow had a decent story arc here recently, but Two-Face and like it's just Joker. And I would like to get other villains. I would like. When's the last time we got a good Roz story? I know he's supposedly dead at the point in this moment, but yeah. So, give me some of the others. Oh, the one where they're like the ops team or whatever in the war, and yeah, and then that movie got bad fast. I really enjoyed the first 3/4 of the Wolverine, the one where he goes to Japan, which is kind of very loosely based on the Frank Miller, Chris Claremont 4-issue mini. with Yukio and gosh dang it, what's her name? But anyway, and then the last act where he's fighting the Silver Samurai, it freaking jumps the shark. But and I did not like Viper. Viper was terrible in that. I don't know why they made her a white woman, and like, yeah, that was, they F and made her like have weird snake. Yeah, that was silly. But the first like 3/4 of that movie I loved, and then the end got, when he's fighting the Silver Samurai, got kind of stupid. Yeah, me too. Me too. I was happy that the Robert Pattinson thing used the Riddler. I'm glad they took out, for the most part, the little cameo of the Joker that they were going to put in. For the most part, they did leave a little bit of it in. But I hope we don't go down that road for a while. I really don't. I get that. I totally get that. That he doesn't. They really didn't put him. That was the funny thing about the X movies and Fox. They would never commit to the costumes. They just wouldn't do it. Whereas, and you can see in the Marvel movies, they've committed to the costumes and found ways to make them look good. Other than Avengers, like even like Cap's, which is kind of a silly costume when you really think about it. Other than in Avengers, for the most part, even Cap's costumes have been kick ass. Now in Avengers, it got a little silly, but that's the one that was kind of. But you know, they've committed to them. They made Spider-Man look great. They've made, but Fox never. 20th Century Fox never committed to really making those costumes, going with the costumes for the X-Men. And that's where Tom King, I think, excels. Like, he struggled with Batman after a while. Like, early on, I thought his Batman stuff was pretty good, but then he struggled the longer it went. I think he excels when he focuses on the B and C characters. I know he's getting Wonder Woman. I'm very intrigued. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to pick it up. We'll see. But he's going to start a Wonder Woman run. I know everybody loves the Supergirl run, and I have not read it yet. I need to. I need to get that Woman of Tomorrow because everybody raves about it, and I kind of want to read it. But I do think he does better with, like, I loved his Mr. Miracle run. That's one of the best things I've read ever in terms of comics. But yeah, we'll just have to see where it goes for sure. But no, I had not. B and C 4 stories going on. That's intriguing. Maybe I'll have to pick up the trade when the time comes. For sure. If I hear enough good things, I'll have to pick up, maybe look into the trade. I've kind of shifted a lot toward trades for sure. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know too much else. We're coming up on the hour, so unless you guys get something else to lock me back in here, I think we're going to get out of here pretty quick. Reminder, stuff coming up on the channel. D&D tomorrow night. We have a blast. It's not maybe super. I don't know. Gordon loves it. Gordon always stops by, and I appreciate that a bunch. Dwayne, who was in here earlier, always stops by, and we get a few others that irregularly stop by, but those two I feel like are always there for our D&D games, and I appreciate it because I know we're playing, so I don't know how exciting that is. Thanks, Alfonso. Appreciate it. So we'll do that tomorrow night. Cash or Trash, probably Monday nights at this point. That just seems to be what's happening here. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, and we got an indie show talking Sandman Volume 9, so there's only 2 volumes of Sandman left that we're going to do. We're going to do Volume 9 and 10, and then we'll discuss if we maybe do a few of the other like side stories after the fact. But yeah. And then, so that's Wednesday. I'm going to start trying to work on my next Let's Collect, so I get that out this month. And other than that, in 2 weeks, I don't know what I have going on in 2 weeks. Oh, I'm trying to get Usagi finally done. We'll see. Usagi book 7. We're finally going to try to get done. So, yeah, he does. All right. Well, with that, I think I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Saturday. As I talked about at the beginning, when a lot of you weren't here, I noticed today that we are on. This was episode 197 of the Whatever Report, which means we're rapidly closing in on 200. I'm going to have to try to figure out something fun to do, like do a special. Maybe I'll have some guests. Maybe we'll do, yeah. So maybe we'll try to advertise that. Maybe we'll use that as an opportunity to kick off a drive to 4,000 subs. We're only 80 subs from 4,000 right now, which is crazy to me. So I got those two things coming up. Hopefully soon we'll get our 4,000 sub. We're definitely soon going to have 200 episodes of Whatever Report, which is just phenomenal and mind-blowing to me. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me every Saturday or Sunday. It used to be Sunday. It's become Saturday because I've been hosting D&D. But yeah, it's amazing. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me all these times for 197 episodes. And yeah, hopefully many more to come, but we'll have to do something special for 200. I don't know what we're going to do yet because I just realized it today, but we'll come up with something. So thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, we're going to get out of here. We will catch you next time. Later, everybody. As soon as I find the outro, there it is.